If we were to tell you that the world's largest desert was once a lush green vegetation area, would you believe us? You might just change the video thinking this is clickbait. Honestly, we were amazed too, but once we discovered what was really hidden beneath the Sahara Desert, everything changed. Can you imagine whales living in the desert? A shocking revelation for the world of evolution came in the form of whale fossils. What is more surprisingly terrifying is that these fossils were found in the Mountain of Hell, which is called that because of its infernal summer heat. These whales were at least 50 feet in length, with vertebrae skeletal as big as a campfire log. 37 million years ago, there must have been a huge but shallow sea here, which could support massive life like whales. If you have ever visited Africa, and especially the Sahara, then you would definitely be utterly shocked to hear this revelation. Did you notice the huge contrast between the northern and the southern parts? Thousands of years ago, the north was as lush as the south, but unfortunately, due to a little bit of wobbliness in the way the Earth is tilted in the orbital axis, it resulted in the change of solar radiation penetrating the planet. This has been repeatedly happening over the years, causing huge fluctuations in the humidity and aridity, especially in the western parts of Africa during the monsoon season. Long ago, North Africa used to experience heavy rain during the period called African humid periods, and thus this area was filled with not just lush greenery, but also rivers and lakes. You might even confuse it with the Amazon rainforest. However, around 4,000 to 8,000 years ago, due to the wrongly tilted Earth's orbital axis, or due to the evil eyes of gods as believed by the African tribes, the climate changed rapidly from humid to dry. Until today, the Sahara Desert experiences extreme dryness and never went back to the lush green that it used to be a long time ago. Now back to our million-dollar question, whales in the desert? But there is yet another question that confounds the science world. How exactly did whales come into existence? Just like humans evolved from apes, every life that exists now used to be something else millions of years ago. So what was the whale millions of years ago? One of the shocking revelations has been that the whales had feet, as the modern whales are found with vestigial hind leg bones. Finally, this prehistoric question, supported by the revelation, has now got concrete proof that our guess was right indeed. Guess what the paleontologists found while excavating the hundreds of whale fossils in Wadi Hitan? Not just legs, but also knees. Most probably, the whales have been partially or completely terrestrial animal, which later, due to external factors, must have learned to adapt to living in the water. It is also speculated that they must have been either deer-like or pig-like scavengers living near the sea. They must have started eating the dead fish on the shore of the water, slowly but gradually chasing prey into the water, thus started wading deeper. Hunting under the water must have evolved their physical traits, especially the amount of weight gained over time. Talk about whale obesity. Since underwater, they don't have to bear their total body weight, so it must have led to the elongation of their backbone and broadening of their rib cage. Two types of fossils were found in the desert, one of which is the eel-like Basilosaurus, while the other is the smaller but muscular kind Dorudon, which is the closest to the modern whale. However, Dorudon had dagger-like teeth fit to kill a dinosaur in just one bite. So yes, it is not as similar to the modern whale, which only has peg-like teeth. Now you might want to check this place out of great discoveries. Then just drive for 3 hours from Cairo and you will reach this valley, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. More than 14,000 people visit this place annually. But hang on, before we give you all that you need to know, run down on the new discovery in the depths of the Sahara Desert, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. You think you like what you see? Then also be sure to hit that bell icon while you are at it to ensure that you are notified every time we come out with a fresh new piece of content for you. Now let's get right on to it without any further ado. Do the 600-foot dunes run miles and miles over the desert seem familiar? It would be if you have keenly watched the background settings of many movies and series, like The Mummy or Game of Thrones. The Sahara Desert, though beautiful to look at in the movies, experiencing in person is like holding a piercing hot iron because the scorching sun will penetrate your skin. Covering over 9 million square kilometers, the west is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean, while the Red Sea in the east, the Mediterranean in the north, and Sahel Savanna in the south. The Sahara, which is 1/3 of the nation, also spans over 11 countries, which include Algeria, Chad, Egypt, Libya, Mali, Morocco, Niger, Mauritania, Western Sahara, Tanzania, and Sudan. This golden sand has many secrets, one of which was uncovered by archaeologist David Wright. Yes, this sparkling gold sand also carries sediment cores and pollens give him a pattern, by which he concluded that one other reason for the Sahara losing its tropical vegetation was due to overgrazing. According to our archaeological records, the nomadic humans who existed back then in the Sahara were into domestication, and they allowed their domestic animals to graze. In fact, overgraze, turning everything they ever came across into scrubs, and eventually desert, it had led to the reduction of atmospheric moisture. Apart from this, these nomadic residents had used fire as a land management tool, thus the origin of the desert. But that's not it. We have one more interesting discovery coming up, which will definitely blow your mind, as it is about none other than the famous lost city of Atlantis. Ever heard of Eye of the Sahara? It is locally known as the Bull's Eye, thanks to the geological formation of the desert. Numerous reasons revolved around such a weird formation, which included the crater formation. However, the geologists concluded that the origin of the rocks is basically from the Earth. So what is this place? How did such a geologic dome form out of nowhere? Digging deeper, it was found that the rocks in the formation date back at least 100 million years old. And in 350 BC, Plato had mentioned that the ring city Atlantis vanished at a plain sight and could be found in Mauritania. Listening to Plato's story, everyone was plunging into the deep sea surrounding Mauritania, relating the sudden disappearance to the sinking of the whole city. What if it was under plain sight for all of these years? Yes, we are talking about the Eye of the Sahara. This place is also the exact size and shape of the lost city, which also spanned over 23.5 kilometers across, and the mountains described by Plato could be found in the northern side of the eye. Yet another coincidence has been the huge climactic change that occurred around 11,500 years ago, which is exactly around the time when Atlantis disappeared overnight. It is now believed that a tsunami-like disaster must have washed out the entire city, vanishing overnight. Aren't all of these discoverings mind-blowing? Then wait no longer. Just go ahead and hit that like button and also subscribe to help keep us motivated. Also, feel free to ping us in the comments with your thoughts on the Sahara, its discoveries, and anything else we might have missed out on. Added to the list of desert mysteries is the Clayton Ring, whose functions are not yet known. Let us describe it to you, as maybe you could shed some light on this mystery. It is of conical shape, a type of pottery cylinder which is open on both ends. These objects were found in the weirdest part of the African region, Egypt, where mummification is quite well known. We are not sure how this object is related, but it could always be found with one or more perforated pottery discs, which are always larger than the openings. So let us know in the comments below if you could guess what exactly such objects are doing 300 kilometers away from permanent water sources, as well as a near oasis where seasonal herding and hunting camps were located. This whole discovery in the Sahara questions our very existence, as whatever we believed about whales, Atlantis, has been put to doubt. So what do you think? Are these discoveries going to question the very basis of our evolution? Let us know down in the comments section and check out the rest of the channel. And be sure to keep tabs on us for more amazing videos just like this.